Hey guys, today we're sewing a half-zip sweatshirt with a sick collar and a nice fit. You can find the sewing pattern on my website, the link is in the video description down below, and for the first 20 of you there's a 20% discount with the code ZIP. If you don't want to miss the next sewing videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and if you like the half zip, I'm very happy about every thumbs up. In this tutorial I will be using my normal sewing machine, the Singer HD 6335M, but also my Yuki overlock machine, the MO50EN. If you only have a normal sewing machine, no problem at all. I will explain everything within this framework, and all the parts that I'm sewing with the overlock are just a nice extra.
But what do we actually need to sew the half zip? Approximately 1.5 to 2 meters of sweat fabric, approximately 0.5 to 1 meter of cuff fabric, a universal sewing needle, a normal sewing foot, an edge sewing foot and a zipper sewing foot, an iron, a pair of scissors, a seam ripper, a tape measure, chalk or a colored pencil, thread that matches the color of the fabric, and a 12 cm to 14 cm long zipper. Once we have all our utensils together, we need to prepare our pattern. To do this, we lay all the A4 pages in front of us in the correct order and cut everything perfectly along the edges. Then we have to glue all the small individual pieces together to make our final pattern pieces using sellotape. For the fabric, I chose a brown sweatshirt fabric. I would have liked to use a very thick French terry made of 100% cotton, but that's not so easy to find. That's why I'm currently working on making the best fabric for sweaters available, but that will take a little while. Now we come to the cutting. The back and front pieces are cut on the fold. This means that you fold your fabric once so that the pattern piece fits perfectly in width. Then place the inside of the pattern piece on the folded edge, also known as the fold. Secure it, draw the outline, or cut directly along the edge of the pattern. Of course, we also need one right and one left sleeve. Here, it is also a good idea to fold the fabric so that you can simply place the sleeve pattern piece on top and cut out the two matching pieces through the two layers. We also cut out our two pattern pieces for the collar on the folded fabric. Now we cut the cuff fabric. We need 2 wrist cuffs and 1 waistband. Depending on the width of your cuff fabric, you can place the waistband pattern piece directly on the fabric fold and cut it out. My cuff fabric is a little too narrow, so I halved the pattern piece and cut out 2 strips of equal size, which will be sewn together later. We placed the pattern piece for the wrist cuffs on the fabric twice and cut out our 2 cuffs. When it comes to the waistband and cuffs, it's also important to mention that you can, of course, use the same sweatshirt fabric, provided it has a decent amount of elastane so that the fabric can stretch well. However, especially as a beginner, I would recommend choosing the option with extra cuff fabric, as stretching the sweatshirt fabric later can be quite challenging. Now pay attention. You will see this line on the edge of the sleeve on the pattern. Mark this spot, because the same line is on the pattern piece for the front. These lines are there so that you can align the sleeve perfectly when inserting it. You can also mark the left, i.e. inner side of all cutout pieces if both sides of your fabric are very similar. This prevents you from accidentally sewing the wrong sides of the fabric together. Now we come to the zipper. To attach it correctly, draw a narrow rectangle 12 cm long and 1 cm to 2 cm wide on the right side of the front piece, centered at the neckline. Draw a center line as well. I chose 2 cm for this half zip, but you can also choose 1 cm depending on your preference. The procedure is always the same. At the bottom of the rectangle, we make a mark at the center line at 0.5 to 1 cm and draw diagonal lines from there to the lower corners of the rectangle. Next, sew along the entire outer edge of the rectangle from the right side. Now cut into the center line up to the lower mark and then carefully make cuts toward both corners. Be sure to get as close to the seam as possible without cutting into it. Once this is done, fold the 2 narrow strips of fabric on the sides inwards as well as the small triangle at the bottom. I secure this with clips because in the next step, the folded elements will be ironed. Now take the zipper and place it in the center of the neckline. Leave a good centimeter from the edge of the fabric at the neckline. Then we carefully pin the zipper in place and grab our zipper foot. Now we want to sew the zipper neatly onto the right side of the fabric, close to the edge. At the bottom of the short passage, I would sew carefully with the hand wheel, as you may have to sew over the metal teeth of the zipper there. We can now place the front and back pieces right sides together and secure the shoulder sections with clips. These are then sewn together and neatened with the overlock. If you don't have an overlock, you can also check your instruction manual to see what overlock type stitches your sewing machine has and use these to neaten all the edges in this tutorial where I used the overlock. Also, always remember to lock the seams at the beginning and end. This means that you first sew a few stitches back and forth before you start the actual seam. In any case, we can now insert the sleeves. Pay attention to the markings from the beginning. Secure everything nicely right sides together with clips. It should look like this. Then sew everything together, and I neaten the whole thing again with the overlock. Next, we place our half zip, including the sewn on sleeves, right sides together and secure both outer edges with clips. Make sure that everything is nicely synchronized where the seams meet. In the next step, the passages are sewn together and then neatened with the overlock. Now take both cuffs and fold them right sides together, securing the edges with clips. Next, sew this section using a stretch stitch. This type of stitch is very important as the cuff pieces will be stretched considerably later on and the fabric needs to be able to stretch easily. A normal straight stitch will also work, but trust me, an elastic stitch will save you a lot of headaches in the long run. The cuffs are now folded in half and placed left sides together. Make sure that both sides are seam to seam at the seam line and that the excess seam allowances are folded individually to the left and right. At the same time, mark the opposite side of the seam on the cuff with a clip. This halving will be important later when inserting the sleeve. Now we want to insert the cuffs. The half zip is still turned inside out. We attach the round cuff seam to seam. Just make sure that the open side of the cuff with the 2 layers of fabric is attached to the edge of the sleeve opening. We have our sleeve opening and attach the other side of the cuff there. Now, when sewing, we must make sure to stretch both divided sides sufficiently. To do this, pull the fabric evenly apart before and after the presser foot. The excess seam allowance is neatened with the overlock. This brings us to the waistband. For this, we place our 2 individual pieces from the beginning, right sides together. Secure the open fabric edges with clips, and sew these sections in the same way as the wristbands. Now we fold our waistband in the middle so that only the attractive right side of the fabric is visible. Everything is the same as before. Now pay attention. We divide our waistband into 8 equal sections. This ensures that nothing can go wrong when sewing it on. The division is done simply by constantly halving the fabric. We now also make the same division into 8 sections on the underside of our half zip. This allows us to attach the waistband right sides together with the open fabric edges facing down. This should be super easy with the clips. When stretching and sewing the waistband, it is important to ensure that all sections are stretched evenly. Here, too, the excess seam allowance is neatened with the overlock. Next, we turn our attention to the collar. First, we attach the appropriate stays to the lower upper collars. To do this, we fix them with the curve right sides together to the collar section. We sew this section with a normal straight stitch. Sew slowly and carefully to ensure that the curve is neat. In the next step, we fold over the excess seam allowance and sew another top stitch from above with a stitch length of 4. We repeat this entire process for the upper and lower collar. In this project, we don't need to pay any special attention to these 2 collar pieces as they are both made from the same fabric. So we place our prepared collar pieces right sides together and now pay attention. We fold 1 centimeter up at the bottom on both sides of 1 collar piece and otherwise fix everything all around with clips. Now pay close attention. Place the prepared collar under the normal presser foot. Set the stitch length to 3 and the needle position to the center. Begin sewing on the folded piece. Sew up to about 1.5 cm before the corner and now pay attention. Keep the needle on the fabric. Turn the piece of fabric so that the presser foot is at a 45-degree angle and now set the stitch length to 2. Make 2 stitches at this angle. Then set the stitch length back to 3 and sew the entire long edge and do the same on the other side. These 2 small stitches serve to make the corner look much better. Finally, cut off a little fabric at an angle on both corner edges so that it does not gather in the corner when turning. Be careful not to cut too close to the seam, otherwise there's a high risk of the seam coming apart. We also cut off the excess seam allowances of the bridge pieces. Next, we turn the collar right side out. By moving it back and forth between our fingers, we place both edges sides synchronously on top of each other, secure the edges with clips, and iron the edges all around. Then we use our edge sewing foot to create a nice top stitch. Now place the side of the collar with the unfolded strip right sides together at the neckline. The beginning and end should be exactly at the corners of the zipper. Using the norm presser foot, a stitch length of 3 and the needle position in the middle, sew the first side of the collar all the way around. The final step can be a little tricky. We now fold the corners of our collar around the corners of the zipper and secure our collar side with a folded strip on the seam we just created, which we can see on the inside. The sweatshirt fabric is quite thick, which can make it very difficult at the corners. It is much easier with a thinner fabric. In any case, we stitch the entire strip from start to finish. At the beginning and end, it is definitely worth working the roughly with a hand wheel. And here is the finished half-zip sweater. The collar looks very elegant. The zipper gives the whole thing a classy touch and the fit is also very nice. I like it a lot.
If you liked the video, then I'm definitely happy about every thumbs up. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you liked the video, and if you got any questions or suggestions, please let me know. See you in the next video. Until then, have fun sewing.